Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Did You Noah? I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here, it's the princess of swimming herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. I'm a little sore. I did some arms today, so I'm kind of like blah, 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 blah. I don't have my usual Melball face on because I was just at the gym. It's early. It's a morning recording for us, so we're just gonna have to deal with Swamp Witch. Melball, how are you doing today, my
I'm
friend?
doing. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Weekend off. Get to watch some wrestling tonight. Just doing all right. For the
The
first time
horde
in a
is
while, I don't.
assembling.
First time in a while, I don't feel sick. So I'm doing good.
It's good. That's good. Well, we both had the plague there for a while. I had it for a couple weeks, then you got it for a couple weeks.
hmm
Not good. No bueno.
Traded the plague with my mom. So
Yeah, I mean, I kind of started the trend. I got sick first, and then everybody afterwards just started falling like dominoes. It's
yeah,
unfortunate. Yeah.
it's
I
usually
mean, I
how it
hope it
goes.
wasn't from me because I did my best to clean up everything. So
We got the plague. We got plague ball.
that sounds not awesome.
Uh,
Not awesome at all.
plague
Oh
ball.
man.
Yeah, but we're back. We're a little late on this show because again, this was supposed we were supposed to do this last weekend, but I got massively sick. So we're here to do Star Navigation from February 11th this weekend.
Yes. Better late than never. And
Yeah,
this
we're
was an
good.
amazing show that we have to talk about. So, and I
Mhm.
actually took a lot of notes. Again, I don't
So
know
did
if it's because it's new and shiny, but I am loving Noah and I'm like excited to watch and take notes.
that there we go. I'm trying to like on undercards take about 3 to 4 notes per match along with the finish. And then the big stuff, like the tournament matches and like the big title matches, I'm taking bigger notes for. Just
Mhm.
trying to keep myself with some sanity.
Not me. Not me. No, I'm watching the shows the day they come out, and sometimes there's three of them coming out in one day.
Yeah, like this show had two in one day. We had Noah and New Japan from this. We'll have a New Japan coming up sometime this week. We just have to figure out a day to record it because
Yeah.
we both have
You
busy
know how
weeks.
many shows are coming out tonight? There's three shows coming out tonight on top of the fact that we have CWE to go to. So there's a new Noah show, a Mari Gold show, and a Stardom show.
Jesus. Yeah, and again, we're going to be covering a lot of the big shows going forward because it's hard to keep up. Again, we have full time jobs and other things
Mhm.
that keep us busy. So
I'm trying.
life,
I'm
and
trying to keep you guys up to date. Stay tuned to our socials. I might have something coming out pretty soon here. I've been trying to keep up with it. It's a lot. It's so
yeah.
much, you guys. Being a wrestling fan is hard, Andre.
Tune in to OLE every Friday for the Japanese Wrestling Update, where we do try to keep you up to date with everything that is going on in the world of Japanese professional wrestling. That really
Yeah,
does help.
cheap plug, cheap plug. I love it.
Cheap plugs. So let's get into it. Let's talk some Star Navigation. We've been rambling for almost 5 minutes now. Let's talk. We kicked it off. Pre-show match. It is Masa and Junta Miyawaki taking on the returning Anthony Greene and Zozaya. I guess this was his second match back. But yeah,
Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah.
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 I
Take us
yeah.
into it, man.
Yeah, so I love seeing Green back. I'm a big fan of him from his
Mhm.
run last year, working with good-looking guys and everything. I'd like to see him and Zozaya do something regular together because they were a really good team here. Um,
Mhm.
Great rope walks into the springboard moonsault by Greene in this match. Looked just smooth.
Yeah.
Um, Dude, Zozaya, he flies around, but he's got so technically just like gator, like the headlock gator roll on the mat, and then rolls right into a regal stretch, like or a
Mhm.
modified regal stretch on Miyawaki. Dude, it looks so good, so
Mhm.
easy. 619 by Miyawaki to sweep Greene off of the second rope just looks so clean, like just
Mhm.
like no nothing. Uh, beautiful pop up into a delayed German by Zozaya to AMAKUSA. In the end, Zozaya inadvertently super kicks Greene, and Zozaya and Miyawaki get into a roll around exchange, and Miyawaki gets the roll up pin for the win.
Um, what I wanted to add to that finish is that because I've been watching a bunch of the shows like in full going into this, I knew about the match before this where again Josiah and Greene were tagging up, and Greene actually, you know that move that he does where he just constantly pulls the arm down on the shoulder?
Mhm.
He thought he had somebody else, but he actually had poor Zozaya. So I feel like the thrust kick was kind of like a bit of a payback without being a straight out payback for that. I do like how the two of them interact, Zozaya and Greene, especially when Greene realized in those moments that he was doing the moves to the wrong person. He's oh, I'm so sorry, and just plays it up for the crowd. Um, Something note to note at the beginning of this, Greene actually got a handshake out of Alaska instead of his little finger thing. So that was pretty cool, and then also not something that we see a lot out of Alaska. There was a huge drop kick by Zozaya, but I know it's just a drop kick, but the height that he gets with these things, he almost looks like he could bounce off the ceiling, and the ceiling's pretty high up there. But the height that he gets is so unreal. It's really impressive. There was and again, the thrust kick connecting with Greene, considering how Zozaya's arm got massacred in the last couple matches with Greene. It's kind of fair play. Um, I really felt that this helped solidify Miyawaki and Amaska as a tag team because this was before they had their first match for the Junior Tag League. So it was kind of like surprising to me to see the rest of this card and then be like, well, why are Miyawaki and Amaska on the pre-show? Because this was a pre-show match. But since then, they've kind of really shown exactly why um, they were put here and they've worked their way up. These guys are so good. Very, very great, solid tag team. But also a shout out, as you had mentioned, Greene and Zazaya, because they work very, very well together. And I also see a lot of, despite their hiccups, with doing the wrong moves to the wrong people, I feel like these guys are actually a really, really solid tag team who I would like to see continue to tag together.
Yeah. Again, I
Mm,
very much like it. I've been a fan of Anthony Greene for a long time. And it does help for me personally when I have English speaking wrestlers. How they really,
mhm,
again, I gravitate to them more
mhm,
because there's a connection there when they speak, when they talk. It's communication
mhm,
side to it.
mhm,
But again, I very much liked Anthony Greene for a long time now. He's very good, and yeah,
mhm,
just him and Zozaya, I think are going to be a fire team if they can keep together.
mhm, mhm. I agree.
Yeah. So we move on to Harutoki versus Owadasan.
Yes. I messaged you when I started watching this because up until this point, I had not heard Harutoki's music. It was the happiest thing I have heard since Hazuki's Holy Shit music. It was so good. I enjoyed this. Take us into it, man.
Yeah, sorry, I had to cough there. Um, Owada-san telling Harutoki to take off his jacket, and as he takes it off, tosses it. Owada-san attacks. Harutoki fights back. The beauty tilt-a-whirl backbreaker looks so smooth, so good. Um, Harutoki gets put up top. Owada-san sets him up. He hits him like low, like when he's up top, he's choking him, and if he pulls him down, the ref breaks it up. He's pulling the foreign object too to choke him with, but a lot of sun with the really nice seatbelt pin for two. The end of this match comes. Harutoki gets a backslide like flip over into a pump kick and a pump handle emerald flosion for the win.
I'm glad you wrote that down because I was just like, he did something fancy.
Well,
This is the benefit of also having commentary, because even if the Japanese commentary were there, I would at least know what it was that he calls it, because I'm sure he has a special name for it. I think instead of that very long explanation of what you said it was.
well,
Ooh.
well, it's he had he grabbed the guy, you lean down for the backside, but he flipped him over,
Mm,
backside
mm,
slide flip over into a pump kick, then finished
yep.
him with the pump handle Emerald Explosion.
Yeah. That's quite a mouthful. I'm sure he just calls it something simpler. But
They
yeah.
called it Emerald Explosion on the thing, but it's just a pump handle setup into an Emerald Explosion. So
I don't know what I was. Maybe it's because I watched it right away. I didn't have. Oh, I did have Japanese commentary for this. I just don't
I had
remember what
English.
it was.
No, the Japanese commentary yelled Emerald Explosion because I watched it in Japanese commentary too. No, I watched it was
Uh,
too Fulton. Yeah,
yeah, I did.
they said Emerald Explosion.
I watched it the day it happened, and for some reason, I didn't have access to the English. I only had Japanese.
Mm.
The English showed up a few days later, though, so I don't know. Maybe they don't have the English available same time. I don't know. It was weird. I listened to it in Japanese anyway.
Hmm.
Didn't hear it still though. Anyway, um, so Owadasan is quickly becoming a favorite of mine because you know how much I love the in-ring ability of Sonata, but I just hate that he lacks charisma. Owadasan to me is like the charismatic Sonata. And he's doing the bad guy thing so perfectly because he has these just subtle little facial expressions that he does that you know that he's going to do something dicky, and it happens, and you're just like, ah, I see what you did there, cheeky little thing. Um, I like how he demanded to Harutoki to take off his coat and just really embracing the dark side of this character, because before he was very refined, very kind of held back. Whereas now that he's joined Team 2000X, he's very aggressive, but in a almost kind of comedic, kind of, I don't want to say frat boy way, but it almost kind of edges on that because
Hmm.
he looks good and he wrestles really really good, but then he comes in with this attitude that you're just like, oh, I want to see him punted in the face so bad. Oh, I love it. So Step Up Inzaguri by Harutoki in the ranking. Really, really good. I really like the lucha kind of esque background that All Rebellion seems to have with a lot of their wrestlers. Obviously, you got Alejandro, you got Galeno, Kaito Kiyomiya, very, very lucha inspired as well. Harutoki also very, very lucha. Love it. Um, there was, yeah, you mentioned a seatbelt pin. I had problems with the pins on this one, so I just wrote down a lot of interesting pins from Owadasan because there were so many different ones. There was a point in time where they were rolling around and reversing pin attempts, and I'm just like, I'm trying to learn pins, but none of these things look familiar. They were really cool though. There was a one point where Harutoki flipped Owadasan awkwardly over his head and then fed him a big boot. I don't know what happened there, but it still looked really, really cool. And I appreciated the ability to just kind of hit the ground and keep on going. I had a lot of fun with this match. I had a really, really good time with this match. Sometimes the singles matches can be hit or miss, especially when they're the opening matches. But both these guys are very, very experienced and have enough, I think, time in the ring that they just made everything work so fluidly. I liked it.
Yeah, yeah. We move on to a six-person tag match. It is Kazuyuki Fujita, Naomichi Marufuji, and Takashi Sugiura versus Masa Kitamiya, Shuji Kondo, and Ulka Sasaki. Um, so I did I write Soya here? Was it
I don't
Fujita?
know.
Fujita. I wrote Soya, not Fujita here. Fujita
Oh,
distributing all his energy drinks out to everybody.
yes.
Um, And then he shoots his. Then he takes Marufuji, shoots his. Then takes Sugiura's and shoots his. Like he's just like, here, have a shot. Oh no, I'm drinking them all.
I mean, with friends like these.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go through a couple spots here.
For sure.
Naomichi Marufuji with a picture perfect super kick to Shuji Kondo here. Looks so good.
Mhm.
Masa Kitamiya getting the 2 ever clotheslines to Kazuyuki Fujita, and then the Samoan drop into the senton for 2.
Mhm.
Sugiura gets an avalanche brainbuster to Masa Kitamiya for 2. Sugiura and Masa do this great spot where they're trading Germans, then trading spears. At the end of the match, Uka blocks the pump knee into his own, gets the flying armbar on Marufuji, then but he gets rolled up for 2, but Ulka keeps the armbar on the kick out. Marufuji then bridges over him to get the pin and the win.
Mhm. Mhm. This match was a little chaotic for me. Not that like in the results or anything, but just like there were certain points where I wasn't quite sure who was who was legal. Um Kitamiya and Fujita were the big meaty men slapping meat in this one. Lots of titty tenderization, lots of strikes with these two. I enjoy it though. Every once in a while I love the big meaty men slapping meat parts of the matches. There was one part, oh, I'm gonna mess this up and I'm gonna try not to. Sasaki tripping Sugiura before he can run. Um, I really appreciate the unique styling that Ulka Sasaki is bringing into his in-ring. He's really making a lot of oh, what's the word I was going to use? He's utilizing a lot of his fighter kind of moves and just making them a perfect transition into the professional wrestling ring. I really, really like that. Well, I love seeing that perfect transition of a fighter into a wrestler just because we haven't always seen successes, Ronda Rousey. We haven't seen successes. There was a senton by Kitamiya on Fujita, which was just so on target. Um, Sasaki, he did 2 strikes, faking the third, and instead kicking the knee out of Marufuji. Again, that goes back to the unique style that I like about him, where he just focuses on something and just takes a person out spot by spot. Yeah, you mentioned that armbar, but Marufuji flips him over. He lawn chaired Sasaki. He was kissing his knees for that pin. But what a fun little match. Nice little glorious chaos for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, I thought fun 6-man just to kind of fill in on the show, and it was a good time.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
post match, Marufuji calls out Masa Kitamiya, and
Mhm.
he wants a singles match between the two on March 2nd. And Masa Kitamiya does accept, so we'll be getting that on March 2nd.
Mhm. Gonna be great.
Sorry. Yeah. So we move on to back into the Junior Tag League match in the B block. It's Atsushi Kotoge and Hajime Ohara. Atsushi Kotoge. I know Mel's description for this gentleman.
Okay. I ca
I'm not going to say it. Taking on RATEL'S,
Oh,
Tadasuke, and Yuto Kikuchi. So I'm going to go through this entire match.
ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Team Noah, which is Kotoge and Ohara, attack before the bell, take the brawl on the
Mhm.
floor, using the barricade, get back inside.
Mhm.
Kotoge gets a splash off the top for 2. Uh,
Mhm.
there's a swinging Uranagi to Tadasuke by Ohara, and then a PK from Kotoge, but Yuto
Mhm.
Kikuchi breaks up the pin.
Mhm.
Ohara gets a submission onto Yuto Kikuchi as Kotoge headbutts Tadasuke and hits an air raid crash for 2.
Mhm.
Uh, Kikuchi does get out of submission and sends Ohara out. Kotoge goes for the kill switch, but Yuto Kikuchi comes in, hits the super kick to Kotoge, and Tadasuke gets a sneaky roll up for the win in 2 minutes and 19 seconds.
I was so sad.
I
We
was
li-
not.
we both got the same notes on this too, like almost verbatim. I freaking love that.
Yep. Dude, it was
Um,
2 minutes. You can take notes on everything.
pretty much, pretty much. So yeah, diving press, okay. Um, the double team where Team Noah knocked down Tadasuke with the back elbows, rolled him onto his feet. Ohara did this scoop up side body slam, and Kotoge followed
Air
up
raid
with
crash.
PK. That was after. That was a different spot.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
It was a different. That was a minute. That you're
Oh,
talking about the 2 minute
that was
move.
just that was a swinging Uranagi.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah. Then the PK and Kikuchi got that. What was it? A tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. We just spun him around and dropped him down. That was freaking cool. Why I was devastated was because of how devastated poor Kotoge was after. And especially how much he also was begging the crowd for support in clapping for him and cheering for him and all that. I felt bad. I also want to mention he's fixing it. Did you notice he's been side sweeping the emo hair? So
Mm,
the look is improving. It's helping me. um yeah, there's not much for me to add to this. I was just really, really devastated for Kitoge because of how devastated he was. And it really seemed like he went into this tournament, especially like ready and raring to go, wanting to get like a reinvigoration for himself and his career. And it's just kind of starting off not so great. And even like before this show, he was messing with Rattel and trying to like, get some extra damage in on there before this match. So it just kind of like twisted a knife a little bit for me. But at the same time, I was like, yeah, Rattel, it's my
mm.
boys. Um,
Like
yeah,
Kotoge needs to go back to this look.
I agree.
The look he
I
currently
agree.
has screams
Not good.
1940s German dictator. Uh,
It's not a vibe.
no,
It's not a
it's not a
vibe. I
vibe,
think
bro.
the mustache is the biggest problem, I think. If he
Mm.
gets rid of the mustache and has the other facial hair, if he gets a full beard, it's gonna help. It's
Yeah.
just that little pencil stash is a little problem. Yeah, this was great. This was a great win for Rattel, especially with Kikuchi coming off that match with Tetsuya Endo, the
Yeah.
show before. Oh, so good.
Yeah. So we move on to another match in the tag league. It is RATEL'S, Hayata, and Yohei, the current champions, taking on Mug, Kyrian Lacey, and Mark True. I'm calling them Mug because that's the armbands they had on.
And the Toque
And
in
the
the
two
future shows, and the Toque.
said it said Mug, so I'm going with Mug. They're Mug now. Kyrian Lacey and Mark True. Man, I am such a big fan of Mug now. I am so on board with this team. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, just so good. True shaking everyone's hand, tries to kick Hayata low. I was like, oh, he's getting cheeky. Yohei chops True hard in the corner. True bites the hand, but Yohei gets it out and keeps chopping. He doesn't. No, he's like biting's not going to stop me. Um, Mug eventually do whip. What the hell? Okay, I'm going to skip that one because that makes no sense. Um, my wording does not make sense on that. Lacey pops True up to the top, and he hits a beautiful moonsault onto Hayata. Looked great. Um,
Hmm.
Yohei the double knees to the back and hits a twist of fate to True for 2. Ratels get that high low and then the double super kick for 2. Hayata taking out True, hits Yohei with the flying headbutt, like comes over the top, like just flying out of, like coming off the screen with this flying headbutt. Looked amazing. Big boot. The Yohei gets taken to the corner. Suplex into a power bomb by Mug, and Hayata breaks up the pin. Uh, Kyrian Lacey then takes out Hayata, to the floor, and True comes off the top with the shooting star press to Yohei for the win. Then after the match, Mug takes the titles and poses with them over Yohei. Like, that was a real shot right there.
Well, yeah. I mean, not just because they won their first match in the tag league, but they won their first match in the tag league against the champions. That's fracking impressive, I would say. Okay, I'm going to try to go through this quickly, and I'm going to try to avoid the things that you also said. Um, so there's a point where Lacey at the beginning here just powering through Yohei. Yohei was ragdolled a lot in this one at the beginning. I enjoyed True, also kind of a story that has continued throughout the tag league. True doing the handshake convincing, where he's trying to convince Hayata to shake his hand. Hayata's not going for it, shaking the ref, shaking his partner, shaking the audience's hand, trying to get that handshake. Because we know when you get the handshake at the beginning, you can lock them a lot easier, which is exactly what True is thinking here. Yohei in with a leapfrog distraction leading to the double choke slam and Rattel double drop kick. I think that was to True. I didn't write down to who. But this was where Rattel started taking back the match a little bit. Yohei.
Say that again?
I don't know. I wrote here Yohei a little bit angry with how his team treated him before, serving True and knife edge chops, and he's disappointed with Mug. Okay, not happy with Mug is what I meant there. He goes in with the knife edge chops and the knees in the corner. I've noticed something with Noah, just real random asterisks. The cravat, very popular hold in Noah. It's like it's not something that I'd ever been really like in tune to until you started mentioning it. And then I'm like really noticing, especially in Noah, a lot of the people in Noah use the cravat as like that basic head hold. Like instead of a basic headlock, they tend to put them in the cravat instead. I think that's really cool because it kind of sets them apart from everybody else just doing the regular headlock. Back to the match. Um, So cravat by Yohei on True, and then he fakes hitting the ropes to turn around and drop kick him down. The atomic drop by Hayata is always so mean. It gives me that classic like Triple H 90s vibes where in the Attitude Era he would get that big height on them and just slam their balls down onto his knee. It's so good. I love it. Um the wishbone by True and Lacey.
Yeah.
Make a Wish. Oh God. That's obviously one of their signatures, and goddamn. As a lady, I just look at that and go, I can do that, but that still wouldn't feel pretty nice. Oh, kudos to these guys for letting them do it. So yeah, the Wishbone by True and Lacey, followed by the Senton by Lacey and the Bridge Moonsault by True on Hayata. These guys are so good. So good, so talented. They're just like a very well-oiled machine. Um, Lacey popping True up to the top where he moonsaults onto Hayata. Yohei blind tags in and feeds True a drop kick. Twist of Fate by Yohei for 2. Uh, you did the high-low with Rattel and a thrust kick, but it's broken by Lacey. Double knees you did. High crossbody to Hayata. True with the shooting star for the win. Wow. Wow. This was the first match, or no, the second match of a tag league tournament that has reinvigorated my love for tag team wrestling.
It's
This
reinvigorated
is
my love for tournaments.
for tag tournaments after New Japan ruined them for us.
That's true.
Yeah, it's oh man. This tournament is going to be phenomenal. I haven't watched the last like today's show yet because we got stuff to do. But this tournament up until this point has just been absolute gold. If you guys somehow enjoyed the New Japan ones last year, this is going to be a special treat for you. Highly recommend you watch this tournament.
Yep.
Mhm,
So we move on. GHC National Championship match. It's Tetsuya
mhm.
Endo. Man, I'm getting too many messages. Turning my vibrations off. Tetsuya Endo defending his championship against Manabu Soya. And Yoshitatsu is out with Endo. Ew.
You know where Team 2000X is concerned, though? Tatsu is going to be in the corner, unless it's Owadasan, apparently. Owadasan has to kind of go out alone, but everybody else who's like a standing member of Team 2000X gets the Tatsu additive.
Ew.
You know what? The crowd agrees with you because every time he comes out of that curtain, the crowd is just like, boo. They
Boo.
they sound like us. And that's not an easy feat to accomplish.
Yeah, again, I thought really solid match with the two of these dudes here. Again, they delivered every time they've been in the ring together, tags or singles.
Mhm,
Drop kick into the corner and the lariat off the hop by Manabu Soya, and he gets a Death Valley driver, but only gets two.
mhm,
Again, they go back working holds throughout. Endo's working over the arm, snapping it, which is really trying to work over that arm and shoulder.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
Off the shoulder slams and the huge spear by Manabu Soya. He gets the
mhm,
strikes in the corner and it's a bulldog for two. Follows it up with a neck breaker for another two.
mhm.
Endo, this beautiful handspring flip kick, then a space flying tiger drop over the top to the floor. Looks so good. The only reason I know that is because it's what Osprey used to do all the time as a space flying tiger drop. It's the only reason I
I
know
knew
that's what
what
it's
it
called.
was. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, Andre will know what that is because it's an Osprey move.
Well, I'm pretty sure he took it from Marufuji. I'm pretty sure that's another Marufuji move.
I
Uh,
don't think
from
Marufuji
back
is
in the
gonna be doing it anytime soon,
no,
huh?
but again, I'm pretty. I could be wrong. I thought it was Marufuji, but it might be somebody else that did it. But yeah,
Mm,
um, but that looks so good. So good. Back inside, he gets a springboard 450 for two, then into the Fujiwara. But even with Tatsu pulling the rope away from Soya, he does get to the ropes. Endo hits a beautiful poison Rana. He goes up, but gets attacked by Soya, and Soya gets the avalanche Death Valley driver off the top, but it's delayed on the cover, only gets two. Owada-san starts distracting the ref. Soya gets tossed into the ref. This is where all of Team 2000 come out, but RATEL'S make the save to run off Team 2000X. Endo then scores this exploder onto Manabu, or onto Manabu Soya. Then
mhm.
comes back, but he comes back with a suplex, hits the ballistic lariat, and he gets the win.
Holy fracking shit. Like,
Hot potato
I
bat
am
title.
you know what? I'm not mad about it though, because look at the matches that we're getting as a result of it. I'm not this is the second championship match I think I've seen with Endo and Soya, obviously, because Endo took it off of Soya. Now Soya took it off of Endo. I want to see it again. I don't even care. This is a great story that they're telling. These guys are working very hard, both in the ring and out, to have a very cool, engaging, credible story to back up the claims of this title. I'm really enjoying it. But on top of that, both of these guys can wrestle like a mamma jamma. And the fact that they're wrestling each other and that they have such different stylings, but the stylings are matching so well together. It's just absolute gold. I'm going to try to figure out what it is that you said and did not say because we have a lot of similar notes today. Tatsu getting involved before getting thrown into the barricade, which I'm sure you liked. Endo, as you mentioned, really picking apart that heavily taped arm of Soya. Lots of submissions and strikes targeted on that arm, body splashes, just pulling on it, yanking on it, putting it in submissions, putting it in everything. It was a very intelligent way for him to be wrestling. Soya coming back with the spear, that neck breaker also, the handspring that you mentioned. There was one point where Endo flipped Soya over and I got a little chuckle because the way Soya landed, he landed in a superhero pose, and all I could hear was Ryan Reynolds' voice as Deadpool in my head going, "Oh my God, it's a superhero pose." Yes. Um, yeah.
Jesus.
Exploded by Endo. Soya doesn't go down. Lariat, side suplex. Huge lariat for the win. Um, I have I didn't know if Soya was really a part of a group or not. So seeing Rattel coming out to save him kind of made me go, "Oh, I don't think he is. I think he's running solo right now." If he wasn't, or if he was, yeah, if he wasn't, who the hell was he with, and why weren't they helping him? Um,
He was with Keno's crew before the old Keno crew. Not All Rebellion, but
yeah, but
he was
yeah,
with them.
the Congo.
Congo, but then he has since Congo. He's been on his own.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was good to have Rattel coming in to save him in this situation because as strong as Soya is, he can't outmuscle all of Team 2000X that is there because I believe Jack Morris is in Scotland right now. Um, and Daga is in Japan, but I don't see him on the show. Anyway, so yeah, it was good to see someone come out and save Soya, and I really appreciate that they've really accepted him into Rattel. If you guys get the opportunity, check out their social media. There's a video of them dyeing Manabu Soya's hair to match the other members of Rattel. Go check it out. But yeah,
So the emo kids saved him from the goth kids.
essentially.
Okay.
Essentially. But like these goth kids aren't nice goth kids. They're rambunctious goth kids that like vandalize public property.
They're the vampire kids. Okay.
I don't think I like that. No, no, because it's not just at night. No,
It's a South
yeah.
Park joke.
Vampires suck. Anyway, um, again, I'm not mad about this. I know it is a bit of a hot potato title right now between these two men in particular. If it happens like again, I might be a little annoyed about it, but the matches that we're getting out of these two, they're kind of my fight forever guys right now. So I wouldn't mind them keeping on fighting.
Well, we kind of know Soya's future come the end of this show, which
Yeah,
we'll talk about. So we will talk about that.
I was trying not to spoil earlier.
Oh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We move on. It is one more match in the Junior Tag League on this show. This is Daiki Adashima and the current GHC Junior Champion, Eita, taking on All Rebellions, Alejandro and
Ali Alejandro.
and Kai Fujimura. Eita coming out in the red gear to match his partner Adashima.
Yeah.
Eita with his beauty tope swanton over the top rope to All Rebellion on the floor. Then Adashima off the top with splash All Rebellion on the floor. Both dives look great. Um, Fujimura getting his mouth busted open because there's a decent amount of blood coming out of his mouth after that shot to the face. Yeah. I wrote lie instead of Kai. Kai with the
No.
Boston Crab on an Odashima. with Alejandro keeping Eita at bay, but Odashima eventually gets to the ropes. This beauty wheelbarrow springboard bulldog facebuster combo by All Rebellion that looked really cool. They hit this like final cut frog splash combo, but the pin gets broken up. Somersault into the code red by Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Eita up kicks the dive of Alejandro, but Kai comes flying in, hitting Eita, and Alejandro gets the victory roll on the champion for the win.
Champion's not doing so well tonight.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, new gear for Eita. I love that he's doing this like anti thing on himself, where he has his like E symbol, but then the no symbol around it. It just amuses me. Um, I don't know some of the lucha names, but Odashima hit Fujimura with one of those cool bouncing off the rope arm drag lucha things that they do. I really enjoyed that. The Tope Suicida that you had mentioned on to All Rebellion, followed by the Odashima's massive dive. Odashima has really been someone pushing forward in his training and in his career. The ability that he has, just that natural ability to wrestle that he has, is just helping him so much. But then he also has that little, he does have the charisma. He just doesn't put it out there very much. But we have seen inklings of it. There was a massive tag match before this night where we saw Odashima especially have his personality come out with Mark Drews and Kyrian Lacey when they kind of met up when they were trying to get them to do the kip up. That was really funny. Back to this match, though. Yeah, some unique offense by Eita and Odashima. There was that point where it looked like Odashima was going to do like an around the world kind of thing, and Eita caught him so that his feet stopped and he just kind of kicked. I think it was Fujimura. Very interesting move, and they have continued to use it throughout the tournament. Its effectiveness, I'm going to say, is pretty low though, because this one turned out really well, but there is a balance issue when you're having someone like that kind of whipping around your lower back. Eita has been losing his balance a little bit and falling over his partner, which kind of ends up looking really chaotically hilarious as it happens. So kind of works out. Um, there was a long delayed German suplex by Odashima on, I believe it was Kai Fujimori. And there was also one point where Odashima yeeted himself over the ref to save Eita from a pin. And it was one of those moments that you had mentioned in an earlier match where someone just kind of came out of the screen out of nowhere and just nailed him. It was really funny. Um, I had a lot of fun with this match. I I'd hoped that we would see Eita and Odashima get a point in this, even if it was like a time limit draw or something. I was hoping for that to get them at least a point in this. As so far, they're sitting at nothing at the end of the tournament. It kind of makes me a little disappointed. Um, so
No,
yeah,
that's the other block. I'm thinking of the other block. Sorry.
yeah, this one's the only team that hasn't been put on the board yet, as of the 21st show.
And I think the champion is to blame.
I mean, you're the one who said it, not me. I'm going to agree a bit, though. Odashima has been heavily involved in his matches, and Eita's kind of been the fall guy. So, maybe you're on to something there. I still love the team, though. I feel that they, despite the loss, work really well together. Alejandro and Kai Fujimori, I mean, brothers. They have that connection that I think just
They're
was a little bit
brothers?
more. Yeah, you didn't know that? I'm pretty sure I
No,
told you that.
I
Yeah.
might have forgotten.
Yeah. So
All
yeah,
right.
there's a distinct connection with the two that they have.
I thought Alejandro was from Mexico.
Yeah, he's
You know,
Japanese.
he's Alejandro, so I assumed he was from. He was okay.
I mean, if you go back to the match where Ozawa ripped off his mask,
I must have missed that.
yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Seven main event of the show. It is the tag team match. It is the team of Double K, Kento, and Keno taking on Kaito Kiyomiya and Shuhei Taniguchi. I have no idea who Shuhei Taniguchi is. I assume he's a legend in wrestling. I know he's from Kenta's early days.
Mhm,
Um, I'm not familiar with him because I was not a wrestling fan. I was not a Japanese wrestling fan in the 2000s, so I really didn't
mhm,
follow this man, and I wasn't even a huge fan in the 2010s. I did see Kenta matches throughout the years because it's Kenta, and his matches went everywhere, and everybody stole. This is the man that everybody stole from for years.
mhm.
Psycho knee was stolen from him. Hesitation dropkick was stolen from him. His finishing move, the GTS, was stolen from him. So yeah, the man keeps getting his moves stolen. Awesome match. This match was simply spectacular. I'm just going to go over a couple big spots that I really did like in this match. I'm not going to go through it all because
Mhm,
it's too much in this
mhm,
to go through everything. There's a great spot where Kaito and Keno are just smacking the piss at each other. And at this point, they are faction mates. They're
mhm,
both part of All Rebellion.
mhm,
And then Keno scores this beautiful dragon suplex, hits this beautiful PK, but only gets two. Um, and then Keno comes diving in, and Kaito drop kicks him out of the air and hits this beautiful bridging tiger suplex, but the pin gets broken up. So good. So good. Keno reversing a flying shining lancer into the ankle lock. Uh, Great stuff there. Kento with the haluva kick in the corner follows it up with that beautiful hesitation drop kick. He's then palm striking the hell out of Kaito, drops him, goes for the Buseko knee, but Kaito stops it with a flying shining lance to the face. Um, there's a double choke slam to Kenta at one point by Shuhei and Kaito. Um, the end of this match, so Kenta and Shuhei, or Kenta and drop Shuhei with, and Kento drop him with Shuhei with kicks, and they both hit top rope stomps, and Kenta finishes it with the GTS for the win.
Yeah. I was really looking forward to this. I've been enjoying seeing Kenta again
Mm-hmm.
because, he was signed to New Japan for how long, and I barely got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, I am happy that he's back in Noah. And the beginning of this match, though, Kiyomiya not knowing who he is mucking with, getting in Kenta's face and like nose to nose, just doing the wrestler thing. I was like, I now want to see you get your face kicked in. Ah, yeah. Again, Kenta not taking the disrespect, smacks the taste out of his mouth to start the match. I loved it. After some back and forth, again, Kiyomiya and Kenta right back in each other's faces, just beaking off. I was like, this might cause some tensions later on if Keno is still a part of All Rebellion when Bestie Kenta is kind of not getting along with everyone. All four men got their kicks in on the outside, though. Um, there was one point where there was a suplex battle with Kenta winning over Kiyomiya and suplexing him over. There was a brief strike battle between Kiyomiya and Keno, which you mentioned. Um, Dragon Screw Leg Whip by Keno. Just so good. Um, there was not a lot of hesitation on the drop kick from Kenta, though. It was a hesitation drop kick, but there wasn't a whole ton of hesitation. I think he just really wanted to kick Kiyomiya in the face. So just
Mhm.
rushed on through that hesitation. Taniguchi hits a corner lariat on Kenta, and again in his face. It was a battle of like Kenta, like everyone kind of being like, "This isn't your schoolyard anymore," and Kenta going, "The fuck it isn't." Um,
I built this fucking
throughout this,
schoolyard, motherfucker.
pretty much, yeah. I drew that hopscotch on the ground, my dude. Um, I don't remember what I meant here, but I wrote the stick spot. Was there a
Oh,
stick?
that big Shuhei's big weird devil horn stick thing.
Oh, right, where Kenta got it around someone's neck and tossed him with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm glad that you understood that because I'm like the stick spot.
Dude, the
Well,
amount
I
of
know
times
Ken,
I write notes and don't understand what I meant when I wrote it.
but you can understand mine from something so vague as the stick
Already on
spot.
this show, I said that makes no sense. I'm gonna skip that one. I've already said that today on a note.
That's funny. I love the crossface. I love seeing the crossface coming back.
Game
And
over,
Kenta putting,
baby.
yeah, Kenta putting that on, I think it was Taniguchi, but then not letting go, even when Kitamiya came in to start kicking him. He's just very stubborn in his crossface, which is good. Um, yeah, the double stomp, and the GTS by Kenta. It's over. Did you notice also after Kenta not shaking the hand, but already having a bestie handshake with Keno?
Hmm.
I love it. Absolutely love it. This was a fun match for me. I
Yeah,
really enjoy how Keno and Kenta are kind of like the almost like they remind me, even though I haven't seen the series, of like what I've heard about Wednesday Addams and her roommate in the television show Wednesday, where
never
it's
seen
like
it.
I guess her roommate is like the polar opposite of her and is all like rainbows, unicorns, and I'm a werewolf. And she's very positive and over the top happy and excitable and eccentric, and that's Keno. And then Wednesday Addams is Kenta,
Makes
the
sense.
moody broody, like, no, I'm only here because I signed the contract. So yeah, I like the difference in dynamic because it works for the two of them. Kenta looks like the kind of black cat energy, and Keno is the golden retriever. It's
Mhm.
adorable.
Yeah. Then post match, Kento gets on the mic. Thanks, Kento, for coming back, tagging with him. Does say to Kaito, we formed El Brilliant last year, but it needs to be reformed, and says he is leaving All Rebellion, and they do shake hands. Kenta does get the mic, says, how am I supposed to follow that? It's been 10 years. Thank you all so much. Is it okay for me to come back? As a crowd chants, Kenta, Kenta, Kenta. And he says, very warm welcome. And Noah is amazing. And then a couple days later, it was official online. Kenta has signed his Pro Wrestling Noah contract. He's back full time. Screw New Japan. At least one of the Kenta parts, because they did not treat him well.
I mean, look at how many since we started our channel, being Kenta is a derogatory term for being put in main event matches and having
Not anymore.
no wins. Not anymore. The winds of change are hitting us.
That's right. What are we going to call it now?
Well,
My
we'll
question.
figure it out. We
Oh,
will figure it out.
we're getting TMDK'd.
There you go. See?
Yeah, there it is.
We've already figured it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So we move on. Main event of the show for the GHC National Heavyweight Championship, or not the National Heavyweight, to the GHC Heavyweight Championship. The National Championship was a match earlier in the match.
Mhm.
It's Ozawa taking on Galeno del Mal. Ozawa coming in with a Galeno mask. He's been wearing this in the undercard tags to antagonize Mr. Galeno.
Mhm.
He won't come out of the corner, so Galeno has to attack him, beats him up. Uh, Ozawa rolls out, runs to the entrance. Galeno chases him, but Ozawa gets the advantage. Drops him, does the flip into the pose on the ramp. Kind of fun little spot. Uh,
Mhm.
in back in the ring, Ozawa does get Galeno does get the gory special, but Owadasan distracting the ref. Galeno drops him. Ozawa gets the crutch, attacking him, sending him to the floor. And Ozawa with the break dance into the tope con hilo. Then back in for more breakdancing. Galeno pops up Ozawa to the onto the mat, and the Galeno hits a pump kick. Lariats Ozawa to the floor, hits a tope con hilo to all of 2004. This man can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder bomb by Galeno here. There again, lots of good stuff throughout in this match. Ozawa missed the moonsault at one point, landing on his feet, but he does get the running shooting star press for 2. Beautiful standing Shinrai by Ozawa. The Rocky Romero move, where it's just the cutter, the jump, and the backflip into the cutter.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like you're standing in front and you flip over and bring him down. Yeah, standing Shinrai.
It's like a sliced bread. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Japanese name. Is a Shinrai is the Japanese name for sliced bread. Yeah, it's what they
Wow.
call it in
That
Japan.
sounds cooler than
Originated
sliced bread.
Shinrai, yeah. He goes up to the top, gets crotch. Galeno comes up, they brawl. Galeno hits an avalanche. Galeno special, which is that DDT cradle spin out suplex thing. Looks amazing when he does it. Galeno hits a running lariat and then hits another Galeno special, but Yoshitatsu pulls the ref out. 2000X is in. All Rebellion is in. Everybody's brawling. Ozawa misses hitting Galeno with the crutch. Galeno hits a hard strike into a Galeno driver, which is a Michinoku driver. But Ozawa kicks it 2.9. Galeno goes up, but Ozawa stops the moonsault. They fight up top. Ozawa's biting him. He's licking him. Hits a Spanish fly. He puts the Galeno mask on. Hits the best moonsault ever. Gets 1. He then goes up to the top, hits the Phoenix Splash, and gets the win. Amazing match.
There's so much cake. Oh yeah. This match was incredible. It was so chaotic though, but I loved it. It was the description I've been giving to people to describe Ozawa is an interesting combination of billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne and the Joker. Because look at how he dresses. He very much comes out with the pomp and circumstances of I'm elevated. He's got the fur coat. He's got the fancy glasses. He's always wearing bling bling. He's kind of playing like that. But then he comes out and he does all this absurd shit, like randomly breakdancing in the ring or stealing Galeno's mask and wearing it and putting it on throughout the match to piss him off. The things that he does are so Joker level nefarious. But then he looks like a normal human being. Like it's a weird character, but I live for it. It's so entertaining. So yeah, starting off quick, Ozawa running away. I did appreciate when they got back in, though, they got back into the swing of things. And Ozawa doing his little drop kick into his backflip Destino Tranquilo pose and then picking his nose and wiping it on Galeno's face. It's become a signature of his that again, it's goofy as hell, but it's a way for him to kind of break the opponent down a little bit because your opponent, especially in a title match, is going to be taking this very, very seriously. If you're goofing off, you're going to throw your opponent off of their game. There's the Viva Mexico that Ozawa did to just piss off Galeno, as Galeno always does that neck snap, and the Viva Mexico that his brother also did. I love how Galeno winds himself up for like certain moves. Like when he was just doing the big splash on Ozawa, he hit the ropes like bing, 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 splash. He gets so much speed and then he drops his fridge self on you and breaks your rib cage. Where am I? Okay, this was the match or the note where I had a lot of spelling mistakes. Okay. Yeah, so there's the crutch distraction that you mentioned. Ozawa tossing Galeno to the outside, then acting like he was going to do the tope, acting like he was going to do his breakdance spot, but instead actually does a tope con hilo, much to the surprise of Galeno. And then he went in and did the breakdance. Oh my god. The breakneck spot that I mentioned Galeno does. Love that in the corner. Ozawa with the bite though. Immediately I'm just, don't you put it in your mouth. I thought in my mind's eye, did I see Ozawa do a Destino on Galeno when he was wearing the mask?
No, I'm pretty sure there's just a standing Shinrai. No,
Is
that's
that what that was?
you didn't put the mask on till after that, though.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's 3 steps down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote Destino by Ozawa. Maybe that's what I thought that sliced bread thing was.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, it's very similar setup.
mhm. Galeno definitely had this one until the ref got pulled out. By I think it was Tatsu.
Yep.
Spanish fly for
Ew.
by Ozawa. Spanish fly by Ozawa for 2. Yeah, Ozawa puts the mask on and does a 3-step senton is what I called. So the bottom rope,
Best
the middle rope, the top rope. Yeah.
moonsault ever. That's what it's called. It's called the best moonsault ever.
Is it?
Yeah, Christopher Daniels started it. Way back
But
in
is
the
that
day.
what it's actually called? Like, is that what Ozawa has it called?
Yeah, that's literally what
Mm.
the English commentary called it, was the best moonsault ever.
Can I be critical though? How
What's
does that
that?
explain to me what it is?
Because it's the best moonsault ever. Each step is one of the words.
Oh,
Best moonsault ever.
yeah. From an education standpoint, though, that's redundant. 3-step.
It's a 3-step
3
moonsault.
steps in. Yeah, 3-step moonsault for 2. The licks, I know it's a part of his gimmick, but every time I see it, I'm just like, "Ugh," just because you've been wrestling for how long at this point? Ugh. I don't want to even know how that tastes. Um, yeah, this was a fracking phenomenal match. I had a great time with this. I love Ozawa. I love Galeno. Seeing the two of them go together, seeing that style combination of the extreme lucha with the sort of lucha, it worked out so, so well. I really enjoyed the entertainment of this match also. Both these guys have little subtle things that they do within their gimmicks that just entertain me endlessly.
Yeah.
That's the end of my rant.
Yeah. So post match, Manabu Soya comes out with his brand new team RATEL'S. The emo boys come out to challenge the goth kids, and he makes a challenge for March 2nd as he wants a shot at the GHC Heavyweight Championship.
Mhm.
Ozawa, no. He says, but again, he goes, okay, but only if you put the national championship on the line too. And Manabu Soya agrees. We are getting a double championship match. GHC Heavyweight and GHC National Championship, both on the line on March 2nd.
I have feelings on this, and none of them are good.
Ozawa's getting all the gold.
This is what I'm scared of. Because, like, those are the heavyweight belt is obviously the highest tiered belt in this company, with the GHC National Championship being the next highest level. So I have problems with someone at the top having 2 belts, especially when you have such an incredible locker room that's very, very deserving. And then it's like, well, how do you split that up? And we saw that awkwardness with Tam Nakano, where remember, why is your hand raised?
I have an idea to how to get out of it too.
Okay, just let me finish the problem with it. The problem with it is when you have a world champion and then the secondary champion being the same person, what when you how do you break those up? And then it's like, what do you do if you're the challenger? Do you challenge for the lesser championship? And then what happens if you win? Now you have a win over the world champion, and it's like, but I maybe went for the wrong title there. Like what do you do with that? We saw that with Tam Nakano. It ended up being a very awkward situation, in my opinion, that kind of took away from the wrong person in that situation because the winner kind of felt like not a winner. What was your solution?
So I feel it's Team 2000X. If
Mhm.
if Ozawa does win, take both titles, a week or two later, Sunny Voyage, we get a GHC National Championship match between Ozawa and Tetsuya Endo. And they do a finger poke of doom style match where he just does like some stupid ass move to Ozawa. Ozawa flops down and Endo pins him for the win.
Book it.
But it would work
Fucking
so
book it.
well because it's
Because they
2000X.
would play it so good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Book it. I don't know who the booker is there, but book it,
See,
please.
hire me. I'll book your company for you.
Oh man. I love it. Oh yeah.
And still absent is the tag team titles because they're still being held by the deserving champions in Daga and Jack Morris, who were
Mhm.
stripped of their championships, but they still have the belts and they're not giving them up until they get a chance to wrestle a match. So,
Which is completely fair. I
mhm,
feel that it's not completely fair, but because it's Team 2000X, it's completely fair.
100%. Always. Always.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of another episode of Did You Know?
Yay, our second episode. Second, third? Third.
Third,
Was
because
it the third?
we did the
The third.
we did the near show, then we did a show on the 25th, I think,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
and then we did this.
Third show.
Yeah.
3 show.
You can find me on the X and Blue Sky at that Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and that's at that Canada. You can find me right here on our Facebook page, Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, our YouTube, right on our Facebook page, Andre Melball Talk, or right here on YouTube page, youtube.com/@ Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find us in audio form, aplusproductions.com. You can find all the audio versions of our shows over there. Check them out. Hit the RSS feed for the A Plus Wrestling and add it to your podcast catcher of choice. And don't forget to go to the Facebook page and join A Plus Wrestling for a lot of great talk with a lot of great wrestling fans. And don't forget to go over to our local establishment on Twitch and YouTube. Just type in our local establishment or OLE podcast. You can find us over there. You can find me pretty much every Wednesday for like the next 10 to 12 weeks, where I'll be there with my boy old Ed, as we'll be talking this coming week Spider-Man, and then every other week after that, we're going to be talking Daredevil with all the new episodes of the new Daredevil Born Again show coming out. And then I also be there with Melball for Japanese Wrestling Update. I'm there every Sunday with the boys talking whatever we talk about on Sundays. Yeah, going forward, it's usually football during football season, but there's no football right now, and I don't give a crap about hockey at this current moment. So we're talking about something on Sundays, so come check us out there at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday morning. Also, don't forget to check us out simulcasted over at youtube.com/@backbreaker video. Thanks to Mike the Ref for all the great support he gives us over there. You can also find him live at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, and you can see replays of his gaming content at youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. Melba, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can find me on the X thing or the Twitter thing. I don't know what it's called now. At Collins Melball. You can find me in everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon. Whoa. Did I screw up there? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Melball, Collins. You can also find me on our local establishments programming on Mondays, where we do women's classic wrestling with the talented natural Astrid and Auntie Collins. You can also catch me again on Thursdays for the Honor Ramble with Auntie Collins and Kyle Sparks, where we are talking about our love and our hate of Ring of Honor, the Timu AEW. Oh, what else? What else, Andre? What else? Oh, you can also catch me on Japanese Wrestling Japanese Wrestling Updates on Fridays, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, with this guy over here, unless it's not. And then we'll let you know on social media. But it's usually at 8 p.m. Whether it's live or recorded, that's
This week
different.
will be recorded. This week, upcoming week will be recorded.
Yes, next week will be recorded because we are going to be busy. There's wrestling shows happening, but we don't really care. You can also catch me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We hopefully will have an episode coming out soon with that, so stay tuned to our socials to see when that is coming out. If you're wanting to watch any Noah wrestling or any awesome Japanese wrestling that we also check out, we will leave the link in the description box below. It is wrestle-universe.com. It is, I don't remember the yen price, but it is about 10 American right now, which I believe will be changing in Canadian because I don't know how our dollar is doing. But 10 American right now. It's a great it's a great price to watch some amazing wrestling. Wrong show, my dude. You need Noah people. That's Netflix. You need a Yohei one. Yohei one. Anyway, Wrestle-Universe, you can get access to Noah, you can get access to Marigold, you can get access to Tokyo Joshi Pro, to DDT, all kinds of wrestling on there. So go check that out. Again, 10 American. Amazing freaking price. Andre, wipe that look off your face and tell the beautiful people what else you have to tell them.
Tell them, yo, hey!
Yay!
I did it.
You did it. Good job. Good job.
That's why I was like, that was my look when I was searching through my computer to find that. Add that in.
The
I
concentration.
just want to thank y'all for joining us here. If you, I really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel because you subscribing keeps helping us grow, and we really do appreciate that. No, point over here. I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about them. Please comment down below. We love talking to you about all the professional wrestling that we were talking about. Thank you so much for doing that, and I love the conversation we can have with you guys in the chat. Please share us out to your friends, family, and just the crazy cool people that you know in this world, because we want to spread the word of Japanese professional wrestling to everyone, because we want the more that people love Japanese professional wrestling, the more it thrives. And also, please don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get alert every time we're dropping new shows.
Ding dong. And that being said, I am your Malba. Over there is Trey. We will see you next time.